Hey everybody, Dr. Nelson here. This is a video about how to find the area of a circle when all you know is the distance of the circumference of the circle. So for the first page, we're gonna do this problem together, so take notes with me. And then you have a chance to pause the video and then try a problem on your own. And then at the end, you can see how you did. Alright? So our goal is to figure out the area of a circle that has a circumference of 153.86 inches. And just a reminder, circumference is the distance around the circle, right? So we know the distance around, but we want to find the area of the circle. So in order to do this, we need to write down the two important formulas really used with circles. The first one is to get the area. So to find the area, we're going to use the formula area equals pi times radius squared. And then the second one is the circumference. Circumference is pi times the diameter. All right. And the key for these type of problems is we're going to use both of these formulas. They kind of interact with each other. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down the formula for circumference because that's what they give us. So circumference equals pi times d. And now let's plug in what we know. So we know the circumference is 153.86. So it's going to be 153.86 equals pi, which is 3.14, times d. So if you notice, we created an equation. And of course, you can solve for any aspect of the equation. So we're going to now solve for d. So to get this d by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by pi. And by doing so, I know that the diameter is going to be 49. All right. Now, why is that important? Well, the diameter, of course, is the distance across the circle. And if we know the diameter, we can get the radius, right, by cutting in half. So if I divide 49 by 2, I know the radius is going to be 24.5. Now, the reason why that's important is if you look at the formula for area, okay, we need to figure out what the radius is. And now we do, right? So now what we can do is we can write down the formula for area. So area equals pi times radius squared. And now plug in what we know. So area is going to be 3.14 times 24.5 squared. So the second power. And then we need to follow order of operations. I'm going to do the exponents first. So 24.5 times 24.5 is actually 600.25. And when I multiply that times the pi, we get our final answer of 1,884.785. And because we're talking about area, we need to make sure we use the right label. So instead of inches, it's now going to be inches squared. And there it is. All right. So again, let's backtrack. So the first thing we did is, since we were given the circumference, we used that information to plug it into the formula for circumference to solve for the diameter. Okay. Once you know the diameter, all you do is you divide in half, and that gives you radius. Then once you know the radius, you plug that in to the formula for area to get the area. All right. So why don't you pause the video and try the your turn now problems, and when you're done, hit play. And you can see how you did. All right. Good luck. Hey everybody, welcome back. Let's say I do this practice problem. So again, we're given the circumference and we want to use that information to solve for the area. Alright, so in order to solve for the area, we need to figure out what the radius is. But first, to get the radius, we need to figure out what the diameter is. And that's where this comes in. So I'm going to plug in 314 for the circumference. So it's going to be 314 equals pi, which is 3.14, times the diameter. And when I divide both sides by pi, 314 divided by pi actually ends up being 100. So we know the diameter is exactly 100. And again, the diameter is distance across, right? So the radius is going to be half that. So half the diameter is going to be 50. So the radius equals 50. All right, so what we just did, that's the hardest part, because now we take the radius and we plug it in for this equation. So area is going to equal 3.14 times 50 squared, and I got to follow order operations by doing exponents first. So 50 squared is 2,500 times pi. And when I do pi times 2,500, we get our final answer of 7,850. And again, we want to make sure we use the right labels. So because we're talking about feet, and now it's area, it's going to be square feet. And there's the answer. All right, how'd you do?